Hey plant pals, my kid a gardener, and today's video is on pests that you can get while growing inside. A lot of these companies don't like to talk about it. If you look on their box of their units, they say zero pests, which is semi-true in the sense that you don't get as many, but it is possible to get some. And a lot of people don't talk about that. So I'm here to talk about some of the pests that you can get inside while gardening and talk about like what I have done to fix the issue. I been growing inside for 3 years now, and I had zero pests. I had zero problems, and unfortunately, I bought a poinsettia in the wintertime. When there's snow on the ground outside, there's zero pests to come from outside to inside because there's no pests to be had. But I bought a poinsettia for Christmas. I believe it was like I bought it like December something or whatever, and it was doing beautifully. It was one of the first plants that I ever didn't kill, and so I was very pleased with myself. And again, this was in the middle of winter, sub-zero temperatures outside. There's no pests in my house. I had no other plants at that time, um, other than the one. I had two hydroponic units, and they were fine. There was no pests in any way, shape, or form. And all of a sudden, I was looking in the soil of the poinsettia, and the soil was moving. It had that many fungus gnats in the soil. So, of course, I went online, did my research. I got the little yellow sticky things. There's still the tape is still on there. But yeah, so I bought a ton of the yellow sticky things. I bought a catchy catcher, and then I also made my own traps, and I've got a video on that using vinegar and sugar water, and I got rid of that problem. And so I was very, very pleased. It took a while, and in the summertime, once in a while, I'll get like drain gnats, fruit flies from bringing produce home, but it's easily fixed. I was, easily got rid of it. So once that was dealt with, I was quite pleased with myself, and I started noticing that. My wife noticed that there's little spider webs going all over my unit, and my plants were looking really poorly, and so I had spider mites, which was a shock to me, and so I dealt with that problem, cleaned out the units, and was again quite pleased with myself because I got rid of all the spider mites. Well, I was looking at my plants about a week or so, a week or so ago, and all my plants were starting to look really poorly, and I couldn't figure out why. And so I did a close-up inspection on them. I was looking through all the leaves and everything, and I saw these little weird fat green bugs all over my plants. And so I did my research, and I figured out that I had aphids somehow. Again, this is a week or so ago, and it's been the snow has been on the ground since October. It's the 25th of November. So I have no idea how I somehow managed to get aphids inside my house, but it was another thing I had to deal with. So my wife went out and she bought a ton of insecticidal soaps and stuff like that. But this is food that I eat, and I don't, wasn't too thrilled about it. But I did try neem oil, and that really didn't seem to do much. They were still out and about hanging around, and so I came up with the idea of that. Basically, I don't like bugs. I don't like bugs. Don't like germs. So I was almost tempted to just completely throw everything out, sterilize everything, wait a couple months, and then restart everything over again, which would not be that big of a deal because, like, this plant is maybe 2 months old, and it's already producing, bearing fruit for me, producing peppers, tons of peppers on it. So it's not that big of a deal. You know, I'm not one of those YouTubers who has to show perfection or results or, you know, I'm just, because I'm having fun and I'm trying to show people the fun that you can have growing hydroponically, and I want to keep it real. You know, the chaos, the thrills. That's what I'm, you know, that's what I'm here to show. What I discovered that worked for me, now, because again, I didn't care whether these plants survived. I just wanted the bugs gone. What I did was I took 91% isopropyl alcohol and I sprayed the entire plant, soaked it, top to bottom, the leaves and everything. And that seems to have done the job. Where the neem oil and the soap didn't seem to, it didn't help. The plants were looking terrible. But this was like, probably, I started doing that 5 days ago, and my plants are still doing good. And this was the plant that was really being attacked. You can see there's, and I mean, it was dying. Everything was just pretty much dead. And you can see there's new growth. Like these leaves all down here are gone. So that's why it's looking so stick-like and tall, is because the aphids were attacking the plant. And I still see a few little, they're probably not going to show up well on camera. Every once in a while I'll see a little, what looks to be like a little aphid thingy. These are just nothing. This is dust and pollen from shaking the other plants because I got a fan going. Oh, is that one? Oh, yes. Oh, that's just a spot on the leaf. Okay, let's make it sure. Anyway, what I do is I go in there with the alcohol, the 91% alcohol, and I give it a good spritz. I just, I'm in front of the fan. I don't want to do it because it'll fly back in my face. But anyway, yeah. So that's how I dealt with this problem. And then, be right back. This guy here was really doing poorly. This was my bonsai cherry tomato that I thought for sure was going to die. And then just a few days of spraying with the alcohol and getting rid of the aphids, it's up to the light, it's above the light, it's growing like crazy. It just went nuts. So that was telling me that it was receiving that pest pressure and was not happy. And now that I took care of it, it's thriving. It's bouncing back and producing all kinds of new little buds. So I'm going to focus on the bud. But yeah, it's a little tomato bud that's going to grow tomatoes out of it. This is where your tomatoes come from, off the plant. It's pretty cool. All right. So anyway, that's just a look at what's going on with me. I was bummed out that everything was, I mean, like every single plant in here was looking poorly. I lost a couple of them. But now that I've taken care of it, everything's kind of bouncing back, which is great. Cross my fingers, knock on wood, that it continues to work and that I don't have that issue anymore. But like I said, even if I did, if I had to get rid of every single plant in my house for a month or so, it's not that big of a deal because I know I can easily start over and grow things quickly. And then I'll be back out for the the summer gardening outside. So yeah. All right. Again, if you have if you have fungus gnats, there's a way of treating those. You can use diatomaceous earth around the, if you have pots with actual soil, put that diatomaceous earth or sand so that the egg, they have no place to lay their eggs, and put the yellow sticky traps around and trap them with the vinegar and sugar, and you won't have those. Spider mites was I just wiped everything down with alcohol again, so alcohol came to save the day for that first time, which was great. I just cleaned everything, cleaned all my units out, wiped them out with alcohol, and haven't had spider mites since. And the aphids are also being killed by the 91% rubbing alcohol in my plants. Everybody says, well, don't spray it on your plants because your plants aren't going to like it, which, like I said, at that point, I did not care. I don't want any kind of bug in my house. But, yeah, the 91% alcohol seems to be doing the trick. All right. Any comments, questions in the comments section? Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day.